What is up, guys? My name is Solheim, and if you're new around here, I am a World of Warcraft player with a particular interest in making gold within World of Warcraft. And if you've been around for a while, welcome back. Today we are checking out another gold farm on the TBC beta as a part of my TBC beta testing, where I want to test out different gold farms and see how they perform against each other, as well as show you guys what you can expect to get from the farms to help you guys be as prepared as possible to make as much gold as possible when the Burning Crusade comes out. Before we talk about the farm itself that I tested in this video, I want to let you guys know that I very recently tested a Primal water farm as well, that I think is really looking really good and could be a hidden gem for gold making in TBC, and I will leave a link to that video in the description of this one. I also tested out a Primal life gold farm where you're farming Spoiler reputation, Primal life and reputation items such as unidentified plant parts and bug lord tendrils all in one place. That could also be really lucrative, and you will find a link to that one as well in the description below. Basically, I want to show you guys the best location to farm for every single Primal, as well as give you some alternative locations in case one location is too crowded. That way you have several different farming locations that you can go to. Okay, let's talk a little bit about the farm itself. So the farm is located in Hellfire Peninsula, right southwest of the Dark Portal, basically in this little ridge right here called the Void Ridge. Over here you will find two types of Void Elementals, one melee and one ranged. They both have the same loot table, but I personally try to target as many of the ranged ones as possible, because they have less defense against physical damage, as well as the melee mobs deal damage upon death, which can be really annoying. The damage upon death can be avoided by running out of range of the mob when he's at low health, but that requires you to have some damage over time abilities, or be a ranged class, but it can definitely be done. Personally, I will just tank through it and heal myself when my health bar goes down too low, and it really hasn't been problematic at all. For the farm itself, I would recommend being a feral druid like I am, or maybe even a hunter. Feral druid because you can deal physical damage to those caster mobs and deal damage or deal with those fast, as well as you can out-heal the damage from the melee mobs and basically never run out of mana. And if you run out of mana, you can just use Innervate when you go low on mana and regain your mana, so there's basically never any downtime. You can also tag mobs quickly with Moonfire if the place becomes popular in TBC itself, and in that scenario, having a way to tag mobs quickly is absolutely vital. You can also move from mob to mob swiftly by using Flight Form once you get to level 68. Hunter because you can deal with those enemies really fast, probably faster than I do on my Druid because Hunters are really overpowered in TBC, and also because you never have to take any damage because your pet is your tank. Your pet can take the damage from the melee Void Elementals, and when your pet dips low you can simply use your Mend Pet ability, and there's once again never going to be any downtime. One thing I personally really like about the farm is that it's available from a really low level, and you can go here easily from the second you step through the Dark Portal. The mobs themselves are between level 61 and 62, and killing them as a level 60 shouldn't be a problem at all, especially if you have some decent gear from Classic WoW. This means that you can capitalize on everyone else doing dungeon leveling and /or questing, and go and farm these instead with little to no competition. That being said, because they are level 61 and 62, the barrier to entry is pretty low because once again people can farm them from the get-go, so if anyone else is planning on doing the same thing there could be some competition, which is when being a druid with Moonfire is a really good thing to do. Either way you can farm these at low level, and I believe it could be a decent way to farm gold while leveling, either at the start of TBC or even on an alt, in case you want to farm some gold while leveling. So yeah, I went here on my level 66 Feral Druid. Well, I technically started at level 65, and throughout my farming time here I leveled up to level 66, and I decided not to track my experience because I had a lot of rested experience. I did however track all of my gold and loot, so let's get into the results from 2 hours of farming at this location. But before we do that, I also want to let you guys know that I've managed to secure you guys a 50% off code on what I think is the best gold making guide for TBC Classic, which you can find a link to in the description and the pinned comment. So far, this gold making guide has 80 pages of pure gold making information. It is incredibly in-depth, And by purchasing the guide, you will also get all of the updates for free, as Student will keep improving and updating the guide before TBC comes out and during TBC as well. So if you want a guide that shows you everything you need to know about gold farming and gold making, go check it out, the link in the description, and use code Solheim at checkout to save 50%. Alright, let's talk about the results. So before I started farming, I had 1,310 gold, and after 2 hours of farming, before vendoring anything, I had 1,342 gold, which means I got 32 gold in pure looted gold, as the mobs drop a couple of silver every single time you loot them, roughly 5 to 12 silver per mob. After vendoring, I had 1,391 gold, which means I got 49 gold from vendoring. For some reason, it didn't really vendor the shield and the bracers, which you can see is still in my banks, and I didn't record myself vendoring those. So the total result from the farm itself was 12 Primal Shadows, plus 7 Motes of Shadow, and 81 gold in raw gold, 32 gold from looting mobs, and 49 gold from vendoring. If we estimate that Primal Shadows sell for 20 gold each, then we would make 254 gold from Primals, and 81 gold raw, which would give us 335 gold in total from 2 hours of farming, which would be 167.5 gold per hour. If Primal Shadows sell for 50 gold each, then we'd make 635 gold from Primals, and 81 gold raw, which would give us 716 gold in total from 2 hours of farming, which would be 358 gold per hour. The actual gold per hour from this farm is pretty difficult to determine right now, but I just wanted to present my results from farming here so you guys know roughly what to expect. Keep in mind that I'm doing this on a level 66 druid with questing gear, so there's a high chance you can farm this at a higher efficiency, even at level 60 if you have decent gear from Classic WoW, and you will definitely farm this at higher efficiency with level 70 gear. One thing I will say is that Primals will probably have a sky high value early in TBC as they are used in huge quantities in several professions, but they will probably dip a little bit in price after the initial TBC hype, and then it will slowly climb up again because of inflation. One thing to mention, just in case you didn't watch my previous Primal farming videos, is that you can probably disenchant the green items instead of vendoring them for even more profit, but in order to disenchant items in TBC, you actually have to skill up enchanting as well, so keep that in mind. And yeah, I guess that is pretty much it for this farm, guys. Just a quick look at a Primal Shadow farm that I wanted you guys to know about, just in case you're looking to farm for some Primal Shadows in TBC. I know there's other locations to farm for Primal Shadows as well, but I believe this is the best one available at this low level. Other ones requires a bit higher level, so I wanted to let you guys know about this one first so you can take advantage of this one early. If you enjoyed this video, please take the time to give it a thumbs up for the YouTube algorithm, and subscribe to the channel for more TBC content. Let me know in the comments down below if there's any specific farm you want me to test out next. Join my Discord as well to join an amazing community. Link in the description. Check out my Patreon for more gold making content. The link to that is also in the description. As always, thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you again very soon.